Gisele Bündchen recently got pregnant after her divorce from Tom Brady, and she is currently with her jiu-jitsu instructor that she met while she was still married. She just got pregnant at the age of 44, which people are finding remarkable. I have to inform you that is biologically possible, and it's not just possible, it is definitely not some kind of like medical emergency or disease.
Right.
It's pregnancy. You can get pregnant if you haven't reached menopause yet. Sorry if that's news to you.
She's in great shape, and she gives hope to all the other 44-year-old supermodels out there.
Yeah, and there are all these photos of Gisele coming out where she just looks like she's glowing. She looks beautiful. I mean, obviously she's a supermodel, so you can expect that.
Constantly covered in bronzer and glitter and such.
But she looks gorgeous, and meanwhile, Tom Brady is actually sad posting on his Instagram story about this.
He's got a
he is
job
not
now.
okay.
He's like a play-by-play guy now, right? Like, he's got to go to work. He
no
doesn't have
decorum.
he's like, I'm picturing him. He misses a call on a play because he's like sad tweeting.
And he's like stalking his ex-wife now. Looking at all of these
this is
paparazzi photos.
A sad Instagram.
Yeah, Tom Brady posted a picture of the sunset to the tune of Landslide by the former Dixie Chicks with the caption, "Oh mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides?" Just a single tear rolling down his face.
He didn't get to grow up and use MySpace and put vague messages up, or maybe maybe back in the day he had AOL Instant Messenger and he put
away message.
He put away messages up that were supposed to let you know that he was feeling contemplative
with musical notes.
Yes.
Discourse about celebrity relationship drama of this nature always just frustrates me because everyone is in the wrong in some sense.
Yeah.
But people turn it into this proxy war about men and women in general. And all of the feminists were saying this is a W for women because she's showing that she doesn't need Tom Brady and she's better off with the hot younger guy that she met while she was still married. And yeah, and she left him in the dust, the father of her children. And then they're also saying, well, she's actually being irresponsible because she's getting pregnant at a late age, which means that she's risking the life of her child by doing this. How dare she?
She wouldn't be announcing it if it wasn't at a point where it was, the kid was going to happen.
Right, obviously. I just think everyone wants to pick a side. Like, I'm sorry, Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen aren't your parents getting divorced.
No, and also he had already had a baby with Bridget Moynihan. It's not like...
When was that?
Oh, back in the day. I actually used to work at this all-boys prep school on the Upper East Side, and I was there because I worked in admissions, and I was there the day Bridget Moynihan brought in I think his name is Jack, their first son. And this was like, I guess, in the... years ago. God, I can't think of the year. But it was like as a K through 12 school. So like it's an interview. You have to go in and like interview, whatever. And I saw her come in. She was like beautiful. I was like, oh my God, it's Bridget. But yeah, so it's not like Tom Brady and Gisele had this like perfect relationship to begin with.
Well, she is also a witch. So
true.
Her witchcraft might be the reason why she was able to get pregnant at 44.
I had no idea that she had... I guess I'm a dude, so I wouldn't know any of
Jack
this.
Moynihan, I think, is his name.
Okay, that makes sense. See, this is actually, from a guy's perspective, this is the worst time for this to happen to him because he's not working anymore. I mean, he is, but he's not doing what he spent his whole life training himself to do. And this would have been better to happen while he was still playing because famously, now this isn't going to happen to him. He's obviously done really, really well for himself, not just playing football, but financially he's done really, really well for himself. He's not going to be one of those dudes. He lost like $100 million in the FTX scam and he's still doing fine. But a lot of times when a pro athlete doesn't have that sport anymore, their life falls apart because everything they've spent their whole life training to do is no longer there. And then the drugs get you and then the booze gets you. But he went straight into announcing he's going to have to keep himself busy. Otherwise he's going to end up posting the wrong thing at 3 a.m. after having too many drinks, and they're gonna make fun. Like, he's gonna post a song that's even more unforgivable than the Dixie Chicks, and he's gonna get clowned on forever.
He's texting her like, "I miss you."
He is in a tenuous place right now.
I think Tom Brady should have a gap year, like between sports and announcing. Like, he needs to just go maybe find himself. I don't know, maybe go backpacking in Peru.
Eat, pray, love moment.
Yeah.
He needs midlife crisis pointers from Ben Affleck.
More. I think he needs not just to announce, but he needs to get another job to stay busy. I think that downtime is actually the worst thing. If he spends too much downtime, he's going to be scrolling pictures on his phone. He's going to be sad booking.
It's like, I was just about to say, like, why didn't he work harder to keep the marriage together? Who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe he did try.
Yeah, we won't ever know the real story.
From Joker 2.
We got a 20 from Dr. Larcena. Dude, I'm late for the live stream today, but if only I'd known Chrissy'd be joining y'all, I'd have rushed home to not miss a second. Aww. Love y'all. No Diddy, Brett. That's the new word for no homo.
Yeah.
We also have another crisis party from Chris G. Gisele is mid, Mary is queen. Ooh. Please change the music after the election. We'll change the crisis sound. Yeah, we'll come back with
assuming that the studio gets set up properly and everything doesn't explode to the high heavens. It's
a fresh start.
We'll find a new one on there. Yeah. Come on. You can't stop calling. This is the Margot Robbie is mid discourse all over again.
Gisele Bündchen isn't mid. I'm sorry to say. That's not true.
She is one of the best looking people.
That's coping from the internet.
Right. Yeah.
My personal opinion. But no, Tom Brady, get a second job, get a third job, spend even more time with your kids.
Yeah.
He's probably going on lots of dates. Do that.
I don't see this as winning at life, though. Like, it's nice that she was able to find love after this, but at the same time, is this really what we as women should aspire to do? I feel like this is the posture that people come at marriage with. It's like, this is my starter marriage.
Yeah, it's messy.
And then I'm going to get to have a real love story after later in life. Most people don't get that.
Yeah.
Especially if it doesn't work out the first time around.
It's like the kid is like your little memory from that relationship. It's like a cute little,
Maybe he just had too many Super Bowl rings and he wouldn't wear the wedding ring and she got really angry. Maybe he just kept wearing the Super Bowl rings and she'd get really pissed.
A lot of people are just dunking on Tom Brady. Like, what did he ever do other than be a man?
Beat a lot of other teams. That's like, do you know how... I don't say this with any, like, I'm not even kidding you. A lot of sports fans are kind of evil. Like, a lot of sports fans are worse than people in politics. Do you see the dude, what was it, like the other day out after like the Dodgers game, just dropped someone and the dude died or something like that? Like, people get drunk. Like, every time a team wins the Super Bowl or the World Series, the city that wins burns.
Was this a Dodgers fan?
It was. I don't remember if it was somebody in the chat might remember better than me. I think it was like a New York fan hit a Dodgers fan, and the dude like just keeled over. Right. So sports fans can be very tribalistic.
They did blow that game. They really.
Oh yeah, they handed that one over to.
I don't care. Unearned runs. 5.
I'm very happy for Freddie Freeman. And, I think that Shohei Ohtani is kind of the greatest thing to happen to baseball in a really long time.
I don't trust him. I don't like him. I don't like his face. For sure, he's the gambler. Yes.
Here's the thing. He's so good at baseball. Maybe he's just that bad at gambling.
I can't stand his perfect Asian discipline. I can't.
He does have perfect discipline.
He is just. He looks like a serial killer.
I don't know how many Asian serial killers there are, but I will say, having the year he had after not being able to pitch was phenomenal. So, just saying.
He looked like a wiener running around holding his shoulder. Like,
he had to do that. He had to do that.
Yeah. So while Tom Brady is getting dunked on, and a lot of women are basically concocting their own red pill discourse about what women should do to decenter men in their lives.
Decenter.
Decent.
I saw a lot of other discourse about the love lives of the Victoria's Secret models at the same time as this. I saw someone tweet, Adriana Lima stayed a virgin until her first marriage, gave birth to an ugly man's children, and he still cheated on her. Pull up the photo of them.
Oh, wow.
Do we think this guy is ugly? I don't think he's necessarily I don't know. He's not the best looking guy in the world, but
compared to Adriana Lima.
Yeah, you're with Adriana Lima. Usually when women marry someone they truly love and initiate divorce, it's because the man has broken her trust or given her false promises.
Bro just has eyes that are too close together. I can.
Yeah, he looks like he's...
So do I, man.
He's a distant relative, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is the discourse that feminists are pushing out. They're saying that, you should never be vulnerable to a man because he's going to cross you. He's going to lie to you. He's going to give you false security.
Feminism is really just like, it's capitalizing on a woman's fear of being vulnerable and like submissive. And I mean that in like the sort of godly way. Like you should be submissive to your man and like just let him be the leader. And that doesn't mean that you are less important or weaker or dumber. I mean, I'm dumber, but I think
it is rooted in fear. A lot of it is, and that goes for both sides, for the red pill ideology as well, but also feminism. A lot of that seems to be rooted in fear. And then if you point to someone's marriage being strong and working out, they'll say, well, that's the exception, not the rule. So I'm not going to base any of my decisions off of anything positive you tell me about marriage.
It's not like
I'm only going to pay attention
it's
to.
It's not like, oh, my marriage working or not working. It's like playing the lottery. It's like, no, it's like you work at it every day to keep it strong so that like the temptations don't get the better of anybody, or that like work and life don't get in the way. And it's like, don't act like, oh God, well, it just didn't work out. It's 2024.
It's a coin toss.
Oh well.
Yeah, they act like they have no control over the situation.
Yeah.
But to end this on a more positive note, I did want to draw attention to Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palvin. She is also a Victoria's Secret model, and they have a seemingly great relationship. Everything that I see from these two is just the cutest thing ever.
Is that this dude?
Yeah, they interviewed him.
He looks like fat Leo DiCaprio.
I mean, Leo DiCaprio's fat Leo DiCaprio.
True.
But this, start from the top, because I think this is what every woman wants.
What about the rest of the show? Anybody you're looking forward to seeing perform? Of course, besides Barbara.
No, don't care. Only interested in seeing my wife.
That's you've been trained well.
See?
You get along with my husband.
Trained well.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So he just says something supportive about his wife.
And she calls him a cuck, basically.
Yeah, what's that? You've been trained well.
This goes back to the idea of happy wife, happy life, and the sort of benevolent nature of what that phrase used to mean, which was learn to pick your battles and your home life will be better, which you never saw. You got 30 years of happy wife, happy life, but nobody ever showed you like the other way around. Like where she says, oh, okay, and then gives in to whatever it is that he wants. Anytime that is shown, it is shown as something that's actually negative and controlling. Whereas when the dude acquiesces, it's seen as he's doing the right thing for the marriage.
I see. Yeah. There's an imbalance there, imbalance of expectations.
I mean, but that was all born out of a time when the woman was at home and not working, and now they're both at work anyway. So it's not like that power dynamic is even the same thing that it used to be most of the time.
A lot of resentment on women who are working full time and doing like, because they feel like they have to do the lion's share of the parenting as well. So they're just in this constant state of resentment toward their husband.
Everything's all out of whack.
My
it's just
favorite
weird.
is,
like, I understand that you can have like resentment toward your husband, but what is it with this trend where other women will resent your husband? That's what I just saw in that clip. Like, this chick heard something totally positive about his marriage and was like, oh, I bet she trained you well.
I think it taps into women's like innate sort of competitive nature. Like, because they're comparing themselves to those women, and it's like, there are these weird like insecurities that come out.
That felt more like just an announcer to me. Like,
but
I didn't take
it feels cynical, and I don't like all of the cynicism that's going around. So that's why I wanted to point out a positive example instead of the sad ones.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.